Hi. So this is a demo video for working with screen drawing fluid. This is probably going to be backwards, but you can find this on the Google or on Dick Blick. It's made by Speedball. I've also heard of people making homemade recipes out of K-Rose syrup. That's what is currently painted on the screen. This is a two-part stencil process. So what I've done up to this point is I've painted some screen drawing fluid. This is a water-soluble material. The second step that I'm going to show today is coating the rest of the screen with screen filler, just made by Speedball once again. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to use matte card since I'm working from home. Normally, if I were at the studio, I would just use a scoop coater and coat the entire surface of the screen in one go. But since I'm here, I'm going to work with what I have and just sort of gradually coat the side of the screen. And so the screen filler is not water soluble. So this has been given plenty of time to dry, the drawing fluid. The screen filler is going to be applied, and then after the screen filler dries, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse the drawing fluid out with a water hose. And so I'm going to start coating the screen. I just put some of the screen filler in a bowl just to make it a little bit easier. And I've got a little bit of paper below my screen just to keep from making a mess. And so as I apply this, I'm trying to not go over the same spot more than one time. See, that's going really well. If you put on too much, what could potentially happen is you could end up with too much screen filler into your image area and it might not properly wash out. So again, if I had the scoop coater, this would be loads easier, but when we're quarantined at home because of the coronavirus, we figure out ways to make it work. So one thing I'm definitely only doing is coating one side of the screen. If I were to coat both sides, it would be a lot more difficult to get my drawing fluid to rinse out. Now, at this point, I'm just kind of going around the edges, filling in some negative spaces so that when I go to tape out my screen, I don't have to use as much of the tape or contact paper if you're using contact paper. So I'm not worried a whole lot about the drawing fluid. And if I wanted to, I could switch to using a paintbrush at this point, but might as well just use my matte card since I've already got it out. So that's pretty much it. At this point, I'll let it dry. And then once it's dry, I will rinse it out. So I know I said I was going to go outside and use the water hose, but it got to become winter again in Nebraska and Iowa. So I'm in my bathroom. I'm going to attempt to rinse this out in my bathtub with my shower head. It's on a movable thing. So hopefully everything will turn out okay. We're going to see. I'm going to use cold water though. Ooh, it's cold. Woo, it's really cold. And so you should be able to see, bring this closer but not too close. You can probably see it change in color from blue. And surprisingly, everything's going according to plan, which is hilarious. So yeah, it looks like everything's rinsing out okay. There's one little spot right here. If you notice, I kind of lost, like you see how I have the tip of the horn on this side? but I lost that here. So it looks like maybe more than likely what happened is when I painted the drawing fluid on there, I might have, I elevated this, but maybe I touched it to something and the drawing fluid came off. Or, oh, it's coming off. It just hasn't come off yet. Okay, cool. Even better. Yay. So I'm gonna keep rinsing that. Ooh, that's so cold. Woo. Woo, it's cold. Turn the water off for a second. And so I'm gonna look at this in the light for just a moment. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to turn the camera to see if you can see this as well. Just a second. Let's see here. You're seeing everything else in my bathroom. Yeah, there we go. So you can sort of see the light passing through the stencil. So yeah, so that's it. Now that that's done, I'll be ready to just tape my screen out. I'll check it for pen holes, fix any spots with screen filler, and I'll be ready to print it.